Good evening, me ladies. I brought you fresh flowers from the garden. I've been watching Bridgerton, and I just cannot. I cannot stop talking like I'm from the 1700s, okay? This shit might even jeopardize my relationship, I doubt it. Okay, what's going on, Boo Bears? You are tuning in to a Mario Ramon review, and we're going to talk about The Real Housewives of Atlanta. It was a pretty good show. I'm probably going to do reviews every other show because sometimes I need two shows to put something together, but this particular show was pretty damn good. You know what I'm saying? It was entertaining. If you don't want people to fuss and fight and bite and tase and kick and mace and spit and shank, if you don't want this in a television show, then we have to have storylines like this, and you can't say it's boring. You know, if people aren't spitting and shanking and kicking and fighting and slamming, and running over people's puppies and things like that, you know what I'm saying? So they're doing what they can do in COVID. So I would say it was an entertaining episode. Okay, now, first of all, they went to this, it looked like a work-live area. The show starts out where they go to this yoga spot. And, I don't mean to talk about the yoga spot, but it looked like it smelled like cats. Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, before we even get inside the yoga spot, y'all crazy. And it may not have smelled like cats. And I don't know if it did, because I'm sure Kenya would have said something. But it looked like it did. But, we'll talk about that. When Mal and Cynthia were walking down the streets, one day walking down the street like boom, boom, Belinda. Here I boom, boom, Belinda. Here they come, boom, Belinda, honey. They was shaking shake what your mama gave ya, shake what your mama gave ya. Everybody shake what your mama gave ya, shake what your mama gave ya. Honey, even Mal came out the house. She had hips. I was like, well, who is that walking next to Cynthia? It was half horse, half woman. From the waist down, she was like this, galloping and shit. You know what I'm saying? Making a horse sound, clock, 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 making a horse sound when you walk and shit. And then from the waist up, it was a lady with pretty curly hair and shit. And so then here comes Cynthia too, half woman, half horse. They coming, bitch. They coming to do these yoga stretches. And so the cameraman, shady cameraman, always got to get a back view of everybody with his nasty ass. I wonder if he's dating, because if I was dating the cameraman, I'd be like, why do you keep filming Cynthia's them and them, Cynthia and them's ass? Every episode, you got ass in the shot. It is literally a ass convention in this show. So anyway, the girls, they go into the yoga place, and then Cynthia and Mal, they're stretching, and here comes Kenya. And at this point, you could see no tea, no shade, and I don't mean no harm. You could just see I don't know. You could see the tension, the under talked about tension between Cynthia and Kenya, and I don't think that Kenya would see it, because most people with that personality, they don't see that they're doing anything wrong. They're like, it's only me and mine, whatever. It's me and mine. Okay? She acting like Mary J. Blige is on Ghost. Kenya is, but she's a real life character almost. I don't understand how, but Candy real. Candy Row, but we'll talk to this later. We'll talk about this later. We'll talk about this later. But so when I say that is, Mal and Cynthia and Kenya, they were in the yoga studio talking about Cynthia's wedding. But first of all, you're in a yoga studio, a place of zen. We got these fucking bells and shit, and the man had to come from the back and light some sage on y'all asses, and he put it all in their face, honey. Get these demons out of my house. Anyway, because I told you it's a work-live space. You cannot tell me that's not work-live space. But anyway, and no tea, no shade, but no tea, no shade. Because I don't want nobody to be like, but I'm just saying shit. I'm saying what I said. And so anyway, they were screaming basically in this yoga place. How are you going to be screaming in the middle of a church service? Now, you're supposed to be doing yoga, and you're fighting in the middle of yoga. And you're not fighting, but the conversation is most definitely heightened. It's a very heightened they elevated their voice to a level where it was yelling, in my opinion. You wouldn't conduct a business deal with this volume. You wouldn't talk to your pastor with this volume. You wouldn't talk to your parents with this volume. You wouldn't even talk to your spouse with this volume, because so it's yelling. In a yoga studio. I had never. I said, these girls will find a way to yell. And then I was just trying to tell Cynthia, and Cynthia knows it in the back of her mind already, that Kenya is not her true friend. That's why she did not ask her to come to the wedding event, when she came to the wedding venue. She knows Kenya is not her true friend. She was like, you won't be involved in this, bitch. And Cynthia knew when Cynthia knew, and Cynthia plays the role like she's all cute and sweet and shit, honey. But she's like cayenne pepper. It's all cute and red, honey, until it gets in your mouth, honey, and fuck your world up. But Cynthia is like cayenne pepper if she was a seasoning, because you think she's paprika, and she's not. And the reason I say that is she's side-eyed. So when I remember when they were having dinner in the sky and Cynthia was like testing, she just gave, Kenya gave Cynthia a SAT test, honey, right there in the sky. She was like, and which wine goes with what and what? Evil. That's evil. Like I said, if one of my friends did that, I would knock their ass right out that seat in the sky. Hey, bitch, we'll see you later after dessert. Splatter, bitch. Splatter, honey. And then you're going to sneak and tell her about the proposal. Don't you think that would start strife between her husband? Like, that's something big between them. You know, that's like some husband and wife spiritual shit. You have no business sticking your nose where it doesn't belong. I think he's going to propose tonight. I think you need to sit your ass down. Evil. And who messes with Tootie from The Facts of Life? You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life. The facts of life. There's a time you gotta go and show you're grown, and now you know about the facts of life. The facts of life. Who's fucking with Tootie? Who's fucking with Gary Coleman? Who's fucking with Webster? Who's fucking with Blossom? You ain't never heard nobody tell Blossom I'll kick your ass. Blossom, I will fuck you up. Ain't nobody fucking with Maud. Ain't nobody fucking with Alice or Tommy. Flo, Vera, all them motherfuckers are safe. Even Mel. I'm just saying. And Kenya is shaking Tootie's chair. I was like, ooh, you fucking with Tootie. Like, that's almost... That's a step away from messing with somebody holy. Her mother is Chip Field, honey. Her mother burned Janet Jackson on the back. Do you know whose child you fucking with? Don't have Kim Fields come from around this corner with a hot-ass iron bitch and burn you on your back. Leave this girl alone. And serves you right if she do can. And you know you evil when your husband turn your lady name into a man name. Bitch. Y'all keep wanting me to pass out. You want me to pass out. I don't wake up in the morning like, oh, I want to pass out today. And then, oh my God. So Kenya and LaToya, they have these undertone of lesbianism going on, but it's just for a storyline. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't want to say LaToya used Candy to get on the show, but that's what it appears. That it appears from the story set that LaToya used Candy to get on the show, and it was probably strategic. She's like, oh, I know, you know, me and Kenya be friends. You know, she's a girl who could let bitches have it with me. You know what I'm saying? So, I think they probably pre-talk about it, and she was like, well, we gonna make them have rumors about us being lesbians and stuff. Because you know Kenya is strictly. You know Kenya is strictly. And LaToya is too. I'm just saying, I don't know her, but just looking at her and looking at her, that girl is so pretty. She's really so pretty. One day, she's like a prince pretty. You know how you look at him too long, your ass will turn into stone. I was in a room with Prince one time at the Alliance Theater off of Peachtree in Atlanta. My friends in the New Power Generation fan club, motherfucker. And I was always laughing at the fan clubs, honey, but this time it paid off. And they were a New Power Generation fan club, and Prince let all his New Power Generation people come in on the what you call that when they the dress rehearsal or the sound check. He let everybody come on the sound check, and he had on a big cream turtleneck sweater and cream pants, and he was, oh my God. But if you look at him too long, I just felt that I would turn into stone, but I couldn't take my eyes off of him because it was, you're in the room with Prince, bitch, and he's like right here. And it wasn't that he was on the stage, because he was walking in the aisles talking to the people. He was walking up and down the aisles talking to us, and it was only about like 35 or 40 people. Bitch, get your life. So that's how LaToya, she really is pretty, but I just think she's a mean girl. I don't think that her inside is as pretty as her outside, if you will, because the way that she keeps coming for people, like she told Cynthia, I like cold meatballs. We'll go in the corner and eat them, bitch. If they cold, just say, ooh, these meatballs are good. If you like them cold, or if you want them heated, but Cynthia, you do need your ass snatched for giving the child cold meatballs, so she should have said something. I take it back, LaToya. I'm on your side. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You're right. She shouldn't have gave you cold meatballs. You're right. I'm wrong. That's probably going to happen a couple of more times in this video. Drew and her husband, OMG. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. It's kind of like, even when they're in the middle of counseling, I do know what to say. I do know what to say. I always say that I feel that Drew's mom should probably go home. You know, and I know Drew's like, no, fuck that. I need help with these kids, honey. But we are in COVID, honey. Where we going? Everybody is FaceTiming from work, honey. I'm just saying. And the reason why is to save your marriage so you and your husband can bond again. And you don't need whispers in your ear, good or bad. You don't need people in your ear, good or bad, because even if it's a good something, it may persuade you from doing something that what your intuition is telling you. Honey, always listen to your intuition. That's our God's gift. And he gives everybody. Animals, raccoons have intuitions. They be like, look, bitch, I ain't going down that tunnel. I fear something. You know what I'm saying? So listen to your intuition. I don't mean to be mean, and I don't mean to, but mom needs to probably go, or if she don't want to go home, y'all need to get her an apartment nearby. Because even when the counselor was coming, she's talking to him. You got to be transparent, so. And that's, and only God knows what else was said, because we don't get it all in the filming. So he, as a husband, don't need to feel that it's 2 against 1 in a 1+1 situation anyway. And all of us, me, you, whoever's watching, we all have fucking issues from when we were a child. I don't give a fuck if you're from a tenement apartment or if you are richy rich. Your rich ass parents then sent your ass to boarding school and you wish you had a fucking hug from your mama and your daddy. You got issues. We all got issues. So Ralph and Drew, they have their issues that we all have from childhoods, and they're bringing it up and it's manifesting in their union. And, and I'm glad they're being transparent. But the tea is, with them being transparent, you really get to see, like when Drew's crying, like I just know that when someone that I love, even if it's like a puppy, my puppy, and I'm, oh my God, come here. Oh, you love the baby. I didn't sense any hugging, or Ayanna Van Zandt was like, hug your wife. Hug her. She's hurting. Beloved, you've got to hug her when she do things like this, beloved. And the thing is, sometimes, we are adults and we have adult bodies and we're adults, but we still have that child on the inside. And he may not know to do the things, So it was just that, I'm rooting for them because first of all, they both are. It just appear. I don't know them. I've never met. They just appear to be such sweet people. Just sweet people, and they're just gorgeous. They're a gorgeous couple. You know, and I'm rooting for them. I pray. And that counselor, Dr. Love, honey, wear a face shield that goes down on your face, honey. That face shield was up here. It looked like a bang, honey. The bang gang. The bang gang. Oh. Yeah, that shield was right here, honey. It looked like a bang, honey. Ain't nobody got time for that. Find you a face shield, honey. Put it down. And in the middle of counseling that Drew's mom was in the window. Transparency. I'm just saying. And I like Drew's mom because she reminds me of my mom and my aunties, honey. They are from that school where they're going to say what they want to say. They're going to say what they want to say, and they're going to say it to who they want to say it to. Just like Mama Joyce. Mama Joyce like that. But Mama Joyce, she got it to the 10th power, though. Because I would not allow my mom to be fighting my friends and stuff and talking to my spouse like that. I'm on your ass and there ain't nothing you can do about it. Mama, go to your room before I put a Benadryl in your Dr. Pepper. And we'll be dragging you to the room. You can't be talking to the people like this, mother. Y'all so crazy. Now y'all asses is crazy. Yeah, I just don't know. And then another time, later on in the show, oh my God, I guess this is the part that made me really emotional, and I didn't know. And I was even getting emotional, and Drew wasn't when they found out, which I feel the camera people probably should not have filmed this. And even if they filmed it, it should not probably have made it to the edit. But, Ralph's dad passed away. The thing that made me think about that, and first of all, just, I pray for, peace over him because it appears that he's internalizing it because I didn't see any emotions or anything. And I didn't see even Drew hug him. We need to see that, we not because it's a show, but he needs to know. I don't know how to explain it. Y'all need to hug each other. When the other one is hurting, hug each other. Shit. That's what you're for. Water is to be wet. When you see the water, I'm going to need the wet, honey. It goes together. Hurt and hugs is the double H's. Okay? When one of y'all is hurting, the other one hug. Okay? Say it with me, class, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Hurt and hug. Hurting the motherfucking hug. Portia's party. Oh my God. First of all, let's just say how proud we are of little Miss Portia. For real. For real. Because she could be selling eyelashes and shit and lip gloss. I don't give a fuck. She did what she did on the Underground Railroad. We are not going to nail her to the cross for that. Okay, that shit is over. She's paid her dues. Okay? Portia is doing the work. She don't have to leave her daughter and jeopardize her life. You know what I'm saying? Because people are jeopardizing their lives in rallies and things like that. And, this is another point where Kenya is proving her evilness. Is when she keeps saying throughout the whole show that Portia was arrested on camera. Yes, she was fighting for your rights, Kenya, your daughter's rights, her daughter's rights, our rights. Brianna, it won't be so funny. I know you evil and shit now, but honey, do not let Cobb County stop you, pumpkin lamb. And you have that arrogant attitude, honey, and you'll understand why why Portia was fighting for our rights, pumpkin lamb. Now snap out of it. You are not too far away. Your father most definitely is from the era where people drank from colored water fountains and white water fountains. So you should understand. And it is not funny that you are laughing at Portia getting arrested on camera and result of fighting for your rights. How low of you. And you wonder why you got uninvited. First of all, you weren't invited. You were a +1 to Portia's party. You had already made that crack at the yoga place. So you had already made that crack before you even found out about the party. And then when you found out she was having a party, you couldn't be happy for you. It's like, well, I could have made it a party for my accomplishments, but you didn't, Pumpkin Lamb. You evil thing. Oh, I just can't believe how your evilness just won't hold itself in until the camera stops filming. I know, and I know you want to be a villain, honey. And then if that's what you're trying to do, then you're doing your job. It's just like when I did not like Mr. in The Color Purple. I didn't like him, and I didn't put him in my coffee. And if I did, I wouldn't stir it. So if you want to be the villain, then I don't like you. Job well done. And I will be letting you have it. Because this is my show and I do reviews on my shows. Why are you letting me have it? Because I do reviews on my shows and you're the villain, bitch, and we got to talk about it. I'm not calling you a bitch. I'm so sorry. I take it back. I take it back. I wasn't calling you a bitch. I was saying the situation. But I'm not calling you that. Just, okay? I do want to say Portia's family, you know, aside from the fighting and all of that for our rights and everything, I just like them. I just like them. They're like from the Amazon or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. They are superheroes because they all get it from their mama. The mother is beautiful. Lauren is beautiful. Portia's beautiful, and Portia's baby is looking just like her. Remember the picture when Portia's granddad had her and she was turned around like that? That's Portia's baby right there. She's gonna grow up to be fierce, just like her mother, honey. She's gonna have a wardrobe out of this world. Do y'all hear me? And then Cynthia already probably knew that it was coming, that Kenya would be uninvited. Because, you know, when Lauren called Cynthia, you know, she was probably taken back that Cynthia would ask, you know, once Lauren said, Kenya isn't invited because I don't want the negative energy. She should have never even told, but I guess she should have never even told Kenya. I'm trying to remove her name out of my brain because she's that evil. She should have never told Kenya. But Kenya would have found out, oh, so you went to a party and you didn't tell me? Look, don't nobody want to be bothered with you. You're evil. Change your ways. You might get invited to a tea party or two. Oh my goodness. So when they went to the juice place, I thought that was pretty cool. When they went to the juice place. But there's nothing really to talk about. There's nothing to talk about. The one thing I will talk about is, first of all, why is Tanya on there this season if they're not going to give her any airtime? It's kind of like a doo-wop person. And they're in the play for 2 hours. And they only got this one little role in the play. And this one little scene. And they say, doo-wop, 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 bop. And that's it. Everybody clap and then they leave. And then they have to do it tomorrow. That's your only role. She's a doo-wop girl. She's a doo-wop girl. That's what I was going to say about the juice restaurant. If Nene does see this show now, I wonder how she feels, because I think she was the liaison for Marlo to be on Bravo, you know, to introduce them. And now Marlo is still on the show, and and I know some of the girls probably feel less pressure now. Let's be honest. They probably feel less pressure. Can we talk? I know the girls feel a little less pressure because now that Nene's off, they probably felt that she had hiring and firing, influences. For the contracts being renewed and unrenewed. They like, honey, ask Sheree. She'll get you kicked off. You on the wrong side, Sheree. Pick the right side, Sheree. Andy, Sheree's not coming back next season. It's either her or me. Who you gonna pick, Andy? Well, I love you, Nene. That's what I thought. Bye, Sheree. Bye. Fix that face. Fix that face. I'm like, her face is beautiful. What do you mean fix it? But I'm just saying, I was wondering how Nene would feel because she brought Marlo on. And she has a loyalty fetish. And you shouldn't have go back on the show if I'm not on the show. Especially if I'm boycotting the show. And I hear allegedly that there's going to be allegedly is rounding up ladies to protest in front of the TV station. I say, you better work. She's giving me Miss Jane Pittman at this point, honey. Give it to me. I pray Nene, you know what? I'm for Nene. And, I know she's loud and everything, but we do miss. It's like a thumb on the hand. The show is like this now. But we do miss that. You can't go bowling with this bitch. You can, but that bowling ball gonna fall on your foot. So, I kind of miss the thumb. But I do now. I take it back. I said Drew was not a good addition to the show, but I take it back. I think she is giving it all she has. She's being very transparent, as her mom says. I think that LaToya was being super duper shady to Fallon. Just shady. And I know this is what TV is, but this is the part where I'm saying they make these girls slap the shit out of each other. And then when it gets out of hand and they start bear clawing, then they're wrong. Or, Andy want to judge them. But aren't you concerned? Do you have any remorse? No, y'all put me in a compromising situation. No, because, for instance, LaToya told Fallon, she said, how old is your husband? Now, first of all, why are you asking me some shit like that? You just met me. That's a whole lot of other shit. You may as well say, what are the last 4 digits to my social security number? Have thought? How old is your husband? And she said, he's older than me. I think she said something like 65. I don't know. But it was inappropriate. So I had already stopped listening. But whatever Fallon said, like, he's older than me. He's 65. LaToya said, I knew it. Like we playing spades. You know how when you be slamming the cars and you talking shit? And you got 10 books, honey, and you talking, and you slam that car and you just get super loud? I was like, no, she did not do this to this lady. And then she said, and then everybody was curious to why she said that. And she says, because you look like somebody who married older men with money. I almost passed out. I wish I had a box cutter if I was Fallon. I was like, Fallon, you need to start keeping a box cutter in your boot. Yes, bitch. Sometimes you might have to cut a bitch at the country club, honey. Clearly. Oh my God. I couldn't believe it. And nobody had on masks at none of the functions. At that function, Portia's party, nobody had on a mask. Nobody. And Fallon, you are a good girl. If y'all have the money that everybody is saying you have, and which I know LaToya had Googled you before she even went to the party. Somebody who would come for someone's lace front wig in the first 6 seconds of meeting them, that's what I mean. She's a mean girl. She came from Drew's wig the first 6 seconds of meeting her. She came from Cynthia's meatballs, and now first 6 seconds. Now she's telling you, You date older men for money. Honey, bye. Evil. And her and Cynthia, her and Kenya they should be best friends. They should get married and go for it, honey. They should get married and go for it. Listen, in closing, I do want to say that I saw Giselle on chat room today, and she looked beautiful. She still had the ruffles. Hey, you gotta, pick your battles. She's gonna wear ruffles. There's nothing we can do about it. But she was beat for the heavens. And I know I've said some crazy things about Giselle, but she was beat for the heavens, and you got to be fair, okay? You got to be fair when fair is fair. All right, guys. Well, listen, if you like the video, definitely like the video, subscribe to my channel, and comment below. Comment. And also, don't forget to click the bell next to the subscribe button when you subscribe, okay? Thank you so much for hanging out with me on the Mario Ramon review. And I guess I'll see you later, my lady. Cheerio. I don't know how am I gonna mix some Australian talking with them? But maybe they did talk like that in Australia in the 1700s. Cheerio.